Hoi hoi! It's louisity again, and it's that time of the month again where we determine our next month's TBR with our alphabet TBR game. Hooray! So we are going to pick our books for our November 2025 TBR with our alphabet TBR game. Now here's how it works. So every month I will be picking 4 books based on prompts from my alphabet TBR jar. Basically what happens is that there are a total of 26 prompts with corresponding, of course, alphabet or English alphabet letters. So there's 26 of them, and then there's a prompt for each letter. And then I have to pick a book based on the letter or prompt that I'm going to choose. Now here are like the things that like some sort of additional rules that go. Now if I pick letters like consecutively that are next to each other, so say I pick letter A and then I pick letter B, or I pick letter Z and I pick letter Y, then I'm gonna have to add another pick. Or I pick letter G and then I pick letter H or letter F, then I'm going to have to add another pick. It does not apply though for if I pick letter A and then I pick letter Z, or if I pick letter Z and I pick letter A. It doesn't apply for that. And I want to be kind to myself. I'm going to keep the picks up to 8. Okay, so that's going to be the maximum. Now, whether I am going to be combining prompts or keeping as it is, well, it is up to me, okay? But this year in 2025, I am targeting to read more books, so that's why I'm trying to really keep it at the 4 target, or 4 books per month, I should say, if I articulated myself clearly. Yeah. And at the moment, I do not have that sort of stipulation where if I don't get to finish a book, within a month, I'm going to carry it over. I don't have that just because, sometimes I would exchange the books with my Everon, picks. So yeah, and I also have swapping as well. So sometimes if I decide to pick another book, I can swap it with my the TBR that I'm going to be, or the books that I'm going to be picking for my TBR. So yeah. Hopefully those rules are clear. So yeah, before we begin in determining the books for my November 2025 TBR, let us see how I did with my October 2025 TBR. Also, if I picked another letter or prompt that I already picked for the previous month, so say if I already picked it for my October 2025 TBR, and then I pick that same letter or prompt for my November 2025 TBR, then I'm gonna have to add another pick/prompt. Okay, so yeah, back to our regular programming. Let us talk about how I did for my October 2025 TBR. Now with letter E, which is a book that starts with letter L, I chose Liesl and Poe by Lauren Oliver. Now I'm filming this in October 2025, and I have yet to get into it. Hopefully I would be able before the month ends. For letter L, which is a book, I chose Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter. Now I am currently reading this one. I am about 100 pages left, and I aim to finish it in October 2025. For letter A, which is a book that doesn't start with and basically the English articles, I chose Axo by Fonda Lee, and I listened to this. For letter U, which is a reread, I chose Passion by Lauren Cape, and I reread this. So those are the books that I chose for October 2025 TBR and how I did. So let us proceed now in knowing the books that I'll be choosing for my November 2025 TBR. Hit number 1. Letter R. Letter R is a friend pick. Now, I reached out to my author friend, Ashera Generoso. So if you've been watching my videos on my channel, she is the one that I was with during my MIBF 2025 visit, or journey, basically, whatever you want to call it, my MIBF 2025 vlog. And she chose Days at the Morisaki Bookshop by Satoshi Yagisawa. Now, I asked her to choose either this one or Before the Coffee Gets Cold, and she ended up choosing this one, and I'm thankful. I know it's thin, but sometimes thin books do take time to still read, depending on the theme, but I'm still happy because I've been wanting to start the duology of this one, and yeah, I'm just glad that finally I'm gonna be hopping into it. It has a cute cat on the cover, so and it's about bookshops, so definitely want to go for it. Pick number 2. Letter Y. Letter Y is an author that starts with letter L. Now, I'd have to say that this has been a prompt that I get to pick a lot lately, and is kind of challenging to narrow down or find an author that starts with the letter L that I'm in the mood to read or reread, but it is what it is, that's the thrill of doing these alphabet TBR games. And I decided to go for a reread, which is Rapture by Lauren Kate. Now, I'm going to be continuing my reread of the Fallen series. Now, this is going to be the last book, so it kind of decided to speed up in finishing my reread of the Fallen series. And yeah, I enjoyed Passion. I've been enjoying Passion every time I read or reread it, and hopefully this is going to be a great conclusion. I didn't really like it as much compared to Passion when I read it during the first time, but who knows, I might find gems that I would suddenly like. Sometimes that happens to me whenever I reread books. So yeah, I decided to go for Lauren Kate for an author that starts with letter L. Pick number 3. Letter Q. Letter Q, which is the first time that we get to pick this prompt. Finally, after several months, more than a year doing the alphabet TBR game, we get to pick a prompt that I've never picked before, or a new prompt, which is Letter Q, which is a book that is over 400 pages, because I want to be nice to myself, so that I'll have wider options. So I checked my Everon, and none of them really fit this prompt based on Goodreads, so I decided to rummage through my Goodreads, and I've been contemplating starting this series, and fortunately I found them in Everon, and I'm just so excited. Basically, I'm gonna give a bit of a spoiler here. I'm excited to read the books here in my my November 2025 TBR. The Days at the Morisaki Bookshop is something that my colleagues really have been talking about, that they like, that they've been recommending me to read, so that's great. And I've been seeing this in BookTube years ago for a certain amount of time, ever since this was out, and then like the and of course the years like after that, the couple of years after that. And I am talking about a fantasy, like a YA fantasy, The Gilded Ones by Namina Forna. Now it's been a while since I've seen this one, and yeah, finally, it's not just only going to be on my radar. I finally am going to be reading it, and I'm glad that it is in Everon. Now, I believe this is like an African-inspired like mythology, like African-inspired like world that is, of course, a fantasy novel. So it's kind of like like a world or a type of theme that I've been enjoying. I mean, as I mentioned earlier in this video, I'm currently reading Rage of Dragons, and I've been enjoying it. So I kind of like wanna read books that are kind of like in that sort of space, like African fantasy or black fantasy. So yeah, gravitating towards them, and I'm excited to read this one. Pick number 4. Letter K. And finally, for letter K, which is the opposite of letter Q, which is a book less than 400 pages, I chose 3 Keys by Kelly Yang. Now, I was contemplating between New From Here and 3 Keys that are both written by Kelly Yang. And I wanted to like tick off something from my Everon like to be read, but I really want to read this one. Like, I am in the mood, and I really want to continue with the Front Desk series. Y'all know I've been talking about how much I enjoyed Front Desk, so I'm definitely eager to continue this one. I think this will have like a different story. Like, these are kind of like companions towards each other. It's not necessarily a continuation of like Front Desk, as far as I think I know, but I'm definitely excited. It seems like they've grown a little bit older. I think this is going to be set like a year later, with I forgot Mia Tang, there you go. Finally remember her name. Mia Tang and her like friends. So like living in the motel and all that. I'm excited. I'm so excited to like jump back into this world, and like it was heartwarming to read Front Desk. So I'm excited to continue with the series, and yeah, it just looks so cute. Like, they're in the pool and they're like bonding. Oh my gosh, I'm just so excited. So these are the books that I plan to read or reread in November 2025, plus The Gilded Ones by Namina Forna. Now, legitimately, this is one of the TBRs that I'm like definitely excited about. It's like it just fell according to place, and these are the books that have been in my mind and my radar that I want to gravitate to. The ones that I'm like, super excited the most, as I mentioned, Days at the Morisaki Bookshop, because my colleagues have been, talking about it, and they said that they enjoyed it, and they've been recommending it to me, and I've wanted to read it anyway. Well, basically, all of these books are books that I want to read anyway. And 3 Keys by Kelly Yang, because it's been a while since I jumped into the world and the friendships of Mia Tang and her friends, and I really want to, like, be back at it again. So yeah, feel free to comment down below your November 2025 TBR, or what is the book that you are at the moment in your mind want to read or even want to own. And if you've made it this far, leave like a satellite antenna emoji. So I hope you folks liked this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, click that subscribe button and hit that little bell icon somewhere down there to keep yourselves posted about my videos. I'll also put down links and handles on my social media accounts, so feel free to check me out and follow me there and support me there as well. As always, thank you so much for watching. Always be thankful and unleash the reader in you. Bye, y'all.